All right, this is a recording for the digital activity slides assignment in math that was assigned on May 19th. It says drag the work and solution for the area of the figure into each red box. Not all choices will be used. So on the first one, I'm going to show you the formulas for these. It will be area equals length times width. So the length times the width, plug it in your calculator. You need to write the answer and you need to write inches squared for the solution. The next one is a parallelogram. So the work will be as follows. Oops, that's a huge text box. Let's undo that. I'm not really sure why that's so huge. Put it over here. And the area for a parallelogram is A equals base times height. So again, base times height. Do not get fooled. Do not get fooled by this 13. That is not the height. That is a side. The height is the dotted line and it makes a right angle with the base of the parallelogram. So base times height, 8 is your base, 11 is your height. The next one, it's the same thing. Do not get fooled by the 18. The work that needs to be shown is, again, A equals, not sure why this is so long. Again, that you need to plug into this is A equals base times height again. Make sure you use the correct numbers, drag the solution in the box. And I forgot, you're just dragging the work and then you're dragging the answer that you got in your calculator. The last one is a square. So the thing that you need to do is A equals side times side or side squared. So what times what? Find that over here, plug it in, and then put the solution in the box. The next one, I will read them to you, and you need to, using the shapes tool, create a line to the right answer. So it says, Kevin needs to replace 4 rectangular windows. Each window measures 2.75 feet by 4 feet. Find the square feet of glass that Kevin will need for the windows. Well, you just have to remember, it's really important that you remember that he has 4 windows. So at the end, we're going to have to multiply whatever we got by 4. I'm going to make a picture over here to the side. Here's a window. It's rectangular. So that means we're using length times width. So you have to do 2.75, which is one side, 2.75, and then you have to do times 4. You're going to get an answer when you do length times width, and then you need to multiply that answer again by 4 because there are 4 windows. Find the answer, mark it, draw a line. The next one, it says Julie is making a banner shaped like a parallelogram with a base of 8 1/4 feet and a height of 6 feet. How many square feet of material will she need for a banner? Remember, for this one, area equals base times height. Base times height. Jake, will you shut that door for me while I'm recording, bud? Can you just shut it for right now? Thank you. So A equals base times height. It says right here, this is the base. And it says right here, this is the height. Remember, when you put 8 1/4 into your calculator, you need to hit 8, ABC 1, ABC 4, and then times 6. Find the right answer, draw a line. The last one says Rhett's rectangular room measures 12.5 feet by 13 feet. His rectangular closet is 3.5 feet by 5 feet. How much greater is the area of his room? When you see how much greater, you know you're going to have to subtract at the end. So first we have to do the area of the room and then the area of the closet. So this is 13 and this is 12.5. You have to figure out the area of that room by doing length times width. Write that answer down somewhere so you don't forget. Then over here, you have to do 5 times 3.5. Figure out the area by multiplying those two numbers. You're going to get a number. Once you are done finding both areas, you then need to subtract the bigger number minus the smaller number. And that will tell you how much greater is the area of his room than the closet. All right. The next one, it says use clues to determine which student drew each figure. Record your answers by typing the student's name in the white rectangle above their drawing. So this one, you're either going to write the name Samantha. I'll underline the names. The names are Samantha, Lynn Lee, sounds like my old last name, and Jerome. So I'm going to read clue 1. It says that Samantha's figure has the greatest height out of all the 3 parallelograms. So you're going to have to figure that out. This one says the height of Lindley's figure is half the measure of the base of the figure. And this one says the base of Jerome's figure is 2 centimeters less than the height of the figure. So this one, all of them are giving us the area. We have to figure out either the missing base or the missing height. So I'm going to draw in the formulas you need to use for these. This is area equals base times height. And then you'll have to use you'll plug in the area, which is 112.5 equals, I'm going to move this up so you can actually move it over here. Actually, I can't move it over. I'll move it up here. And then they give you the base, 15, but they don't give you the height. So for that one, you're going to have to divide both sides by 15 to figure out the height of this picture. Over here, you're going to have to do, they're all A equals base times H. So area equals base times height. And then the next portion of that is going to be A equals, they give us the area, 131.25 equals, this time they give us the height, but they don't give us the base. So I'm going to write the height first, and then I'm going to write a B. So you're going to have to divide both sides by 12.5 to get the base. All right, to figure out what the base is for this parallelogram. And the last one, A equals base times height. And then you're going to have to, from there, we know the area is 182. And then you're going to have to do equals, and they give you the base but not the height, so 14H. Then you're going to have to divide 14 on both sides to figure out the actual height of the parallelogram. Once you figure out the missing numbers for each of these figures, you can then look back at the clues and say, which one is Samantha's? Hers is the one, it's the figure that has the greatest height out of all the three parallelograms. So is this height the greatest? Is 12.5 the greatest? Or is whatever you got for this the greatest? The second one is Lin Lee's. The height of Lin Lee's figure is half the measure of the base of the figure. So this is the base. What's half of 15? 15 divided by 2 is what? Does that number match the height? This base, we don't know. So once you figure out this base, you have to divide it by 2 and see if it matches 12.5. If it doesn't, then it's this one. This base is 14. Divide it by 2. Does that number match the height? All right. And then you write the names of whoever the figure matches. And I underline the names, Samantha, Lindley, and Jerome. All right. So slide number 4. You just have to drag and place the expression that could be used to find the area of the figure in the white box. You should be using the formula sheet I gave you in order to plug in the numbers into the formulas. So this is a trapezoid, this is a triangle, this is a triangle, and this is actually a trapezoid. All right, so you're going to be using those formulas and plugging in the numbers. They're not asking you for the answers. You just have to drag the numbers that make sense. All right, I will upload this formula sheet in case you guys don't have it in your backpack. Slide number 5, it says drag each letter to the correct blue box based on the area of the correspondence figure. So again, you're figuring out the area. You have to use the formulas, but just in case you haven't done that, I will put a text box over here and I'll write trapezoids. You have to use 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times the height. I'll write a times the height. A triangle is 1/2 base times height. And I think that's all you need because that's a trapezoid, that's a trapezoid, that's a trapezoid, that's a triangle, that's a triangle, that's a triangle. So you have to do the area of each of those shapes. I'm going to do a little crossing out right now to help you. You don't need this or this for the triangle. You don't need this or this number for the triangle. You don't need this or this number for the triangle. For the trapezoids, this one gives you all the numbers you need. This one gives you extra. You don't need that and you don't need that. And this one gives you one extra number. You don't need that. So I eliminated some numbers to help you figure out the correct numbers that you need to plug into the formula. Put them in your calculator and then you drag them. This one is A, so what was the area? Was it 40 units squared? Was it 80 units squared? Or was it 160 units squared? You drag it to which one it is. Okay, and the very last slide, it says use the given information to drag or type the correct answer to each problem in the white box. So Josie is working on a design for a sand volleyball court. The dimensions and materials needed to cover each section are shown below. So it looks like we have one giant trapezoid, but it looks like it's broken up into a triangle, a rectangle, and another triangle. It says A is grass, B is going to be the sand volleyball court, and C is another patch of grass. Find the total area of Josie's design. Well, in order to do that, you have to use the formula for a trapezoid, which is again A equals Where am I wrote it down here. We have A equals 1/2 or a half base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So that's what you're going to need. So right now I'm going to go through and I'm going to highlight when you do the whole trapezoid, you're going to need to add all these numbers together to see what this base is. Here's base 1, here's base 2, and here's your height. So that's what you're going to use for the trapezoid for question A. Figure out what you need to do and put it right into your calculator and you should get one of these three numbers. I'm going to clear that. The next is find the total area of the design that will be covered by grass. So you're just going to do two triangles. You're going to do this triangle and then this triangle, and then you're going to add them together. And remember, the area for a triangle is A equals half base times height. All right, so you're gonna remember for this one, this number won't matter, this 75 will not matter, and this 75 won't matter. The 45 is a base, the 60 is a height, and over here the 45 is a base, and the 60 is a height. You don't have to do the formula twice. All you have to do is do A, and then you can multiply it by 2, and you will get the area for B, the grass. Lastly, if the installment of grass will cost 55 cents per square foot, what will the total cost of both grass areas be? Whatever you get for this answer, you just multiply it by 0.55 and you type in your answer here. If you listen to this whole entire video, you should be getting all these answers right. Go back, re-listen, re-watch. I am not going to have all the time in the world to do this whole thing with you, so please, please, please make sure you watch and listen.